Hey, I know it's been a minute. I'm so excited. We're talking about why so many black men fear marriage and what needs to change. I have prepped for a lot of live videos, but this might be one that I prepped for and going in the spirit. Just the most, it's going to be a combination. So I'm excited. This is one of my ministries. This is what I'm sure God has put me on this planet to do, to be able to encourage more brothers, more men to consider marriage, to reconsider marriage, and to be able to figure out how they've been tricked to think that marriage is not beneficial to them. So, for these next 45, 50, 60 minutes, if we're really going strong, I'm going to talk to you about why so many black men fear marriage and what needs to change, because it is an absolute trick and disguise of the enemy to stop you from three major things that married men in good relationships benefit for. Married men are happier, married men are wealthier, and married men are healthier according to the research, right? And so when they did a study. Hey, Jasmine, I see you tuning in from California. I see y'all coming in. You watching this live. Shout it out. I'll see it in the comments. I appreciate this. Share this. Make sure y'all like and subscribe right now. Like and subscribe as y'all are watching this so that y'all can get more of this, right? This is going to be fascinating. I would imagine y'all have never heard this, brothers, sisters. You may have never heard this, but when they did a study of married men, so they compared married men to their single counterparts. So they took the same age, same job, and compared that same man and watched him longitudinally over time and see how does marriage benefit men. And what they found was that those three things, that married men, first of all, are wealthier, all right, because just this makes sense, right? One, you have dual incomes. Let's keep it real. I know we watch Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine, but in reality, most folks are dual income providers, a man and a woman, especially in this country, as expensive it is, who are working. So you're able to combine your money, right? So think about just having one set of money plus two sets of money over 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? That is a lot of money. And then you have the same household expenses. You are cutting your expenses in half plus two retirement accounts. If you're blessed, all right, you have life insurance or inheritance or properties coming from two sets of families. If you're blessed, I know not everyone's blessed by that, but you're going to be a blessing to your family. So first of all, you're just wealthier. Even if you're a one income provider family, you have someone to be able to support you and hold down the fort and be able to advise you. It says that in the word. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. That is the word. That's not me. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. And then it says in Genesis 2:18, it's not good for man to be alone. I will create for him a helpmate, a helper suitable for him. Isn't that amazing? All right, now you saying, okay, that sounds good. You know who knows this more than black men? Almost every other race. All right, let's start with the highest household income. All right. Highest household income are North Indian brothers, according to Dr. George Frazier. Household income of $110,000. I'm gonna see if I actually wrote this down. 100. I must go off the top of top of the dome. $110,000 household income for our North Indian brothers and sisters. Yeah, I'm gonna go top of the head, right? Guess what? They have a 92% marriage rate. Right? Who's next? Chinese Americans. I think the marriage rate is somewhere in the 80s. Household income, 104,000. Who's next? I believe it's either Caucasians or Hispanic, right? Higher marriage rate, higher household income. Are y'all getting this? So other races know this. Get married to make more money. Now, I'm not talking about like a bank. You just marry bank because you'll get divorced and you lose it all. It has to be a God thing, has to be a spiritual thing, right? Has to be an equally yoked thing. But what they know is that to be able to have true wealth, it just makes more mathematical sense, my brothers, to get married to a great woman, a great sister, and build and stack together. Hashtag couples goals, right? And that is why Black America is falling behind, right, other races, because we're not marrying at a higher rate. But here's an interesting thing. I had a conversation with the brother. I'm not going to say his name 'cause he's writing a book and this is confidential, but he shared with me that Black folks are actually doing a lot better than we think. And the marriage factor is part of it. Married folks are doing big things. All right. When you look at it, look at Michelle and Barack Obama. Look at Savannah and LeBron James. Look at Denzel Washington and Pauletta. Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Look at Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys. Have you noticed the people at the top who are doing big things, who are sponsoring Will Packer and his wife, Mrs. Packer, I can't remember her first name, right? They're doing really big things because he who finds a wife finds a good thing, gains favor in the Lord. And Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one, they get better return for their labor. All right, so let's unpack it. So y'all get. Hopefully, I've sold y'all on at least one idea of marriage, right? And then let me just really quickly the health aspect. Wives cook for their husbands. They're thinking about what you're eating too much sugar. Look, I have a Whoop on, y'all. This is not sponsored by Whoop, but Whoop holler at me, right? Because you'll see my Whoop on almost every video. This allows me to be able to monitor where I am, what my heart rate is, exercise rate, what my vitals are to see how long I'm gonna live. I'm exercising, calories, because I want to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm good. My wife is like, what's your Whoop saying? Right? These are things that wives recommend, gifts that wives gives the husband. Like, what is this? Okay, I like tech. I wear this. This is really, really cool, right? And so it's telling me where I can actually know if I'm about to get sick, because it'll say a certain monitor, you're likely to get sick. Now, I don't drink, right? But if I did, it'd say, hey, you must have had a rough night. We could tell that you're off. This might be best time for recovery. Anyway, so better health. And then wives set up medical appointments, and they make sure that you have the best doctors. They stay on the phone. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all get it? So we have more money, more health, and then you're happier because you have a friend. You have a friend to do life with. The U.S. Surgeon General put out a report that shows that loneliness disproportionately affects men, especially Black men. And the negative effects are the same as having 15 cigarettes a day. That's how much loneliness takes off of your life, brothers, right? And I get it. You're thinking, I don't want to get tired down. We're going to go over these issues, right? And I'm going to break each one of them down. Y'all comment in the chat, and I'm going to comment on them, right? But it's talking about we have this negative view of marriage, which largely is untrue. There's some truth to it. I'm not going to lie, right? There are some marriages that are straight dysfunctional, that will be bad for you as a man and bad for you as a woman, all right? But if you find the right one, you just missed the elevator. You just missed the elevator to ascension, right? It's right there in the word, right? To where you're just happier, because most men have 1.2 friends. That is pitiful. But I'm a man. I get it. I get it. A lot of my friends are my homies from back in the day, people I meet in business, and a lot of it, friends we go out to dinner with because my wife has hooked us up on a group date. Our friends my wife has, and I'm friend with the husbands. I would have never met them. So the friend circle exposes when you're married. Can y'all acknowledge that? I see you, Latoya from Chicago. All right. I mean, can you see this? When you think about men and you think about your father, you think about your brother, you think about your uncles, you think about your cousins, the men you know, they're less lonely because their wives have them in so many social circles, right? Because wives tend to be more social. So let's dive in. How do we get here? How do we get here? We've been fed lies, dysfunction, and taught fear, and it's robbing us of one of the most powerful blessings that God has designed for us, especially as men, which is marriage. Which is marriage. So if I can get you to be so scared of marriage, if I can get you to look at social media about how you think women are and what danger there is in marriage, if I can convince you never to get married, Black man, you'll never have high household income. We'll stay stuck at $54,000, which is the annual household income of African Americans. And I'll never get you to 110 like our North Indian brothers and sisters who have arranged marriage, or our Chinese brothers and sisters who make 104, or our Caucasian or Hispanic brothers and sisters, our African brothers and sisters, our Nigerian. Y'all get what I'm saying? They know this. They're looking like, I don't know why African Americans are poo-pooing on marriage, right? When it's the biggest wealth builder, health builder, and happiness builder. I don't know what you're going to do. And then what we know what happens to single men is that You think it's good. 20s, okay, cool. I'm knocking everything over. I'm doing all this stuff. The STD, a child out of wedlock, child support, right? Drama, right? All these things are happening for you, getting off track, not being able to see your child, or if you're blessed enough, being able to blend that family and marriage later, or having a better relationship. But you're thinking at 30, 40, 50, and then brothers wake up around 40 and realize, man, I don't really want to have situationships my whole life, because you get used to a high quality woman who you're building with. You like a sister of substance. Am I right? You're like a sister of sustenance, right? You don't want a one night stand, right? That might be great for lust, but if we're talking about building, stacking, giving you emotional intimacy, you can be vulnerable. You can build. You can see raising kids with. She supports you. She helps you. That sister not gonna want to be in a situationship. You just have to keep rotating and hurting women you love over and over again, and then you're gonna look up and realize, man, I'm all by myself. And even if you're affluent, you're looking at the brother next door who has multiple cars pulling up to his house because they're hosting Easter. They're hosting a birthday party. We just had two couples up the street host Memorial Day not picnic, but cookout for the neighborhood. Right, that's some couple stuff. That's some stuff. You building, you supporting the church. You both able to combine income, and one of you might even have, 529 or some set up through your job to where you're able to help your kid get a scholarship because they work for Chick-fil-A or Boston Scientific or Visionary Minds Incorporated or Google or Microsoft. Come on now, you're just missing the blessings. Are y'all getting it? So today we're gonna unlock the fear. All right. And ask questions. We're going to flow. I see one of them says, when those 45, 50-year-old broke down men come out in that single phase, a healthy woman's not interested. That's true. You get to a point where as men, you become damaged goods. But if you're able to reform yourself, you're able to look at this differently, you're able to get married. I mean, look at it. Steve Harvey failed at marriage 3 times, right? Still got married 4 times. Why? Why do men marry and then remarry if it's that bad? Come on now. Can church say amen? All right. And look at this brother. He's elevated. Look at what Marjorie Harvey has done for him. He's now a fashion icon. He had nothing. He said this. He had money, lost it, met Marjorie at one of his lowest points, and she helped build him up. It's not good for man to be alone. I'll create for him a helper. Come on now. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, gains favor in the Lord. Are you seeing this? Right? Are you seeing this? And I even saw the brothers from Earn Your Leisure who are not married, to my belief, saying that even from an economic standpoint, it's better to get married, because what they're seeing in the data is single men who stay single over life and don't marry are getting in trouble. They are having children out of wedlock. They are making financial decisions that are unwise. Their health is failing. They're like, it's just better than dating all the time. If you're just dating random women, right? And I love them. This is no disrespect. This is just a cautionary tale to Shannon Sharp. The Shannon Sharp situation happens. Cat Williams tried to tell him, right? Like, look, brother, you should be afraid of what women can do to you if you're not committed to them, if you're just going after sex. You can be easily set up. DMs can come in your inbox to set you up. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That's what those brothers were talking about. So even from the benefits of marriage, you also need to be afraid of being single for a life, because you can be set up, and you can be set up for loneliness. And let me tell you the other trap. When you start getting old enough, having health issues, you don't have anyone to help you. Now, no woman wants to be your hospice wife. But the reality is, as you get older and you start having some health concerns, who do you think is taking you to the doctor, helping you put your eye drops in your eye, helping you to recover from an ACL injury, from cancer? Y'all don't want me to go in. Come on, brothers. I want you to heed this. I want you to think about what you regret. But let's get here. Facts. Black marriage rate is the lowest in America. I talked about that. Nearly 50% of black men over 25 have never married. That's too high, right? But yet and still, the studies show that black men want love, want connection, and want legacy. All right. Can I talk to you just really quickly? All right. Why I've always, we'll get into it. All right. Legacy is big for me. All right. When we start talking about black men, right? Come on. Can I talk to you, men? For women, you can eavesdrop, right? The highest compliment for a man is to be able to leave a legacy, his name. All right, the Obama name has to mean something. One of my favorite people, Deion Sanders, name has to mean something, right? The Sanders name means something, right? And I know he's had, one failed marriage and at least one failed relationship. But through that marriage, look at the legacy that he's created with all of his children, right? Three or four of them are phenomenally wealthy. I don't know all of them, but they're probably all wealthy on their own. Like his son is the video guy. The Cleveland Browns just reached out to him, said, "We see what you did for Colorado. We'd like to consult with you about building a brand, not only for your brother, that's a great storyline, but for the Browns," right? And then you see the two sons in NFL. You see, I believe one of the daughters is great in business, and the other one is still in college pursuing basketball. But she has some other business ventures, right, in the media and whatnot, and whatever else she's into. That is a legacy. So for me, the Tartt name has to mean something. The Tartt name can't mean something if I'm single. No disrespect to you. I'm talking about me. The name Tartt has to mean something to me, right? My three children, that legacy, I have to leave generational wealth. I have to leave wealth to my children's children. That's in the word, right? Legacy, that Tartt name has to mean something. That means that a husband and wife have to come together with to build them up, expose them, pour into them, teach them the love of gospel of Jesus Christ, and that legacy name. Bishop Bronner, who's my personal pastor, the Bronner name means something. Are y'all getting me? The name has, so when you see brothers, especially affluent brothers, that name means something. The Kennedys, the Rockefellers, you get what I'm saying? All right, those names have to mean something. H.J. Russell, the Russell name has to mean something. Are y'all getting me? All right. So when you think about marriage, it's not a sentence. It's a compassionate intervention, right? And I want to give you that, a compassionate intervention, clarity, truth, and tools. All right. So let's talk about myth number one. Come on now. All right. So I see you. Angel Face is saying, I feel the same way about legacy. Are y'all talking this? And I'm not talking about brothers, sisters. How many of you legacy means something to you when you're thinking about your current husband, your future husband, or the husband you want your husband to be and evolve in? He's on a trajectory for, or he needs to change. You want to build legacy with this man. Come on now. Am I in the right place? Make sure y'all subscribe to this. All right. So let's talk about fear number one. All right, man. I don't want to fail like my father. Woo! Because I've been talking to men. I'm like, why do you fear something that's good for you? All right. And what they say is, I didn't grow up seeing a healthy marriage. I'm giving y'all this verbatim. So what makes me think I can do better? Woo! All right. Many black men were raised in homes with absent fathers or broken marriages. All right. And so that becomes their blueprint. All right. According to the US Census, 64% of black children are raised in single parent homes that lack modeling and functional marriage. Right. And that creates anxiety. All right. And so here's the psychological factor. Right. What's familiar becomes safe, even if it's dysfunctional. So no model, no motivation. Does that make sense? All right. So it's like being on a block, and your block is hot. Your block is dangerous, but you won't go to the block up street, right? Because you don't know that block. Even though your block, they bang bang, shoot shoot, click click, clang clang all the time. You know your block. You know where to hide. You know where to hide from the police. You know where to get back up. You get what I'm saying? All right. You know all these different things. So we'll stay in dysfunction because it's familiar. All right. So what we have to do is we have to look at, like Romans 12:2, be retransformed by the renewing of your mind. We have to break cycles, right? And we have to have mentorship, right? Like we have to see married men and them talking positively, which is why I'm doing that. And I realize there are a lot of brothers are like, man, you talking positively about your marriage. What happens if something goes wrong? People go back and look at this. I can't focus my life based on fear. I have to focus my life based on faith. I can't walk around here being scared. Now I know the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I also know I serve a big God with a big G who operates in abundance. And I know that like King Solomon was married in the Bible, right? I look at the most affluent men. Typically, they're married. When they get into war, they say, "I'm going to thank my wife because it's true," right? And I just want to keep it real. I had the blessing of seeing my parents married. My parents are still married to this day, My parents been married forever. So I didn't know you grew up and had the option to be single. I didn't know that was a thing. Almost every man in my family is married, right? When I look around, my uncles, my cousins, we go to family reunions, they have wife, wife, wife. Now, I'm saying that is a blessing, brother. It is. But what it shows is that I'm no different from you, except that my reality was different. While you might grow up and say, man, you know what, marriage is dysfunctional. I saw my family, my dad fail. I saw my dad still do that to this day in his 80s. And I see all my cousins and uncles, and my grandfather was married on both sides of the family, right? My wife's parents are married. I just don't see in my neighborhood, it's all married couples in the suburbs. We have a homeowners association meetings. Like the only brothers and sisters who are single are usually widows. I'm just keeping it a buck. All right. So just number one, what you see is what you'll be. So don't say I don't see it. Start seeking it out. Start seeking out married couples. Go to married ministry and just watch and see what's going on. Talk to brothers and sisters who are married. What are the benefits? All right, number two. Oh, this is real. And I'm paraphrasing. I'm using some slang. If I ain't rich, if I'm not rich, I can't be a husband. Woo! See, here's the internal dialogue. What y'all saying? I have to get my money right before I even think about marriage. A broke man is not respected, right? And where does that come from? Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, right? And realize that those shows are not black funded. Realize that those shows are funded by other organizations who do not have our best interests at heart. So they can set drama and set our hair on fire and set the idea of marriage on fire, all right? And you millions and millions of people watch it. You really think that makes you want to get married if you're seeing couple after couple after couple go on reality TV? Even Ice-T and Coco broke up. I was surprised. Even Russell Simmons and Kimora, all right, but they weren't built. They weren't built to last, or things change. And that's not disrespect. Anyone married has to be humble and know it could end. But they would think like you have to be married, right? You have to be married. You have to be rich rather to be a husband. But that's not true. Here's the truth. I mean, there's truth in wanting financial stability. Don't get me wrong. Marriage costs, but so does being single, right? Being married actually costs less a lot of times. Is there more responsibility? Yes. But let's keep it real. If you're married to a black woman, do you know the most educated woman in America is the black woman? That's why there's a movement by the current administration to stop this. I think I read 187,000 black women lost their jobs since this administration started. That's not by chance. They realize, corporate America knows that, is that because we're descendants of slaves and black women gonna work. All right, and black women have a lot of education. And black women know that they have two strikes against them. All right, I'm a woman and I'm black. So I'm gonna have to really be a bad sister. Am I talking this? I'm going to really be a bad sister to be able to compete in corporate America and entrepreneurship. I'm going to have to come out the gates running, and they do. All right. So if you're married to an amazing sister, right? All right. Imagine her income plus your income, right? Like, okay. But I get it. So we think as men, like, I need to out earn my wife, or I need to make the same thing as my wife, when in reality, women are doing it. Look at high school, making better grades. College, making better grades. Who's now going to medical school? Who's now going to graduate school? Who's going to law school? Who's going to business school? Women, 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 women. Nursing. And nursing is high paid, depending on your certification. Women, 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 women. All right? So you get it? So we do need to develop, right? So here it is. All right? But many black men delay or avoid marriage altogether because they equate value with income, right? Like if I'm not bringing in bank, I can't be a marriage partner. And here's what I heard from women. Women, tell me if this is true. They want a man who's secure in what he's doing. Love your job, love what you're doing, or even be ambitious about wanting more, but be good at relationships. Be good at marriage. As long as you're secure and you don't have a problem with we making money, I mean, with me making money as a woman, this is what women are saying. Cool. We can level up together. I don't mind. I don't mind watching you level up and eventually meeting me, because most women say, if you marry me and you good to me, we gonna come up. I'm not gonna give you money, right? Because you're not a boy, but just being in the right atmosphere, right? And having he who finds a wife finds a good thing and gains favor in the Lord. I'm going to be good favor to you. I'm going to champion your dreams. I'm going to say you can own the car detailing shop. You can open up online uh commerce business. You should sell t-shirts. You sell hats. A woman that's looking at a godly woman is going to help you make money, especially business savvy. Can church say amen? Come on now. Let's keep it real. Is that not how Barack Obama was elected? People like Michelle more than they like Barack, especially in Iowa. White women polled that they really like Michelle, right? And then they accepted Barack because he was part of the package, and then they started liking Barack. Come on now. Come on now. How many of y'all been in relationships and as a wife, they like I know a lot of the things I get are because of my wife. Y'all like the picture of my wife and our children. You want to insert yourself in there, the picture of the family. I don't have the value that I have if I'm unmarried. How can I be black and married with kids and be a leader from a symbolic standpoint unless I'm really black and married with kids and doing well and blessed and highly favored from the Lord, right? She's the jewel. She's the jewel. All right. So it's true. Black men face higher unemployment, lower medium income, and great student debt than other racial groups. Right. In one study, black men were 60% more likely to delay marriage for economic reasons than white men. All right. But here's the truth. You don't have to be a millionaire to be a good husband. Matter of fact, you're better off. You have a better chance of being a millionaire marrying when you just have enough. When you're a good person, you're in a good space, and you marry a sister, and then y'all are able to go together, get your finances straight, and then buy a house, and then let that equity, come on now, let that equity, and then take from that home equity line of credit, and then invest in a business. But y'all don't want the keys. That's gonna be for the financial gurus. Go to the Lee Jenkins, the Bishop Dale C. Bronner's. These are two pastors that talk about money God's way. Go to the Charlemagne's of God. Go to the Steve Harveys. That's really going to talk to you about building wealth together as a couple, right? So building together. That's what many successful couples do. All right, and you know who does this? Asian couples do this really well. Right, and I know I'm generalizing, talking about just Asian cultures in general. African cultures do this well. Nigerians, I think they call it a Tom team. Jewish brothers and sisters do this together to where they'll come together and they'll live off of one income, especially Asian brothers and sisters. Let's live off of one income. One car, y'all seen it, one apartment. Let's not ball out, all right? And let's invest the other income in a cleaners. Come on now, North Indian, a Dairy Queen. Come on now, a wig shop, a beauty supply shop. Let's let that thing pump. Let's put our money into this. Let's live below our means on one income, a 1.25 or 1.5. This is what my wife and I did. Let's live off of 1.5 income. Mine plus yours, a little bit of yours for other things. And then the other 0.5, let's invest that. That's generational wealth. That's right now money. All right. What's the point of letting us save up in a little savings account? That's too slow for me. Even stocks, that's too slow for me. Right. Let's build this up. Let's invest in things that can 5x, 10x, like the parable of talents over a year, because we're able to seek out wise counsel, different financial planners, all right, that can give y'all, put y'all up on game, right? Like the Nicole Garners, right? Just Google the people for yourself. All right. So in North Indian and Chinese cultures, marriage is seen as a partnership to grow wealth. If you don't believe me, ask them. Ask them. They look at marriage as a partnership to grow wealth. A lot of times in these cultures, they'll stay with their parents after marriage. They'll stay with their parents or a relative, and then the parents will gift them a house or will allow them to build up money so they can go buy a house, go buy a business. They will gift them a trust. Come on now. There's levels to this. There's people who can teach this better than I can, and I want you to DM me so we can partner. Are y'all getting this? Marriage actually improves economic outcomes. So, brother, if you're at 25 and you have your stuff together, I'm just talking about you able to pay your bills. You're able to pay your bills, have a little bit of extra. Maybe you just have some debt. Let's just keep it real. You have some debt, right? But you're able to pay your bills, and you get with a sister who's in the same scenario. Y'all can pay off debt together because you just went half on the mortgage, half on the rent, half on the groceries. I know it's two people eating, right? But y'all both at Sam's Club. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all both bringing in HSA accounts. One of y'all can be, if you're an entrepreneur and someone in corporate, y'all can be on his or her health insurance, and that can save you $5, $7, $750, $1,000, $1,200, $1,250, especially if you have kids. Come on now. Y'all get what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one, for they get good return for their labor. Married men have higher earnings and home ownership than their single peers. having the same job, the same engineer, same people at Ford, same people at Google, same people at Bronner Brothers, same people at Lionsgate, right? It's same position, but the married brothers have higher earnings and higher home ownership. Why is that? Because the sister is helping you to make more money. She's advising you. She's counseling you. If you have kids, practically, you're able to have two people to afford a babysitter, so you can go out and get that bag. You can open up that business and sacrifice a little bit of time with your kids without the kids going without soccer. Come on now. And then the wife just helps you make more money. A wise wife is going to help you make more money because she's pouring into you. She's praying over you. She's fasting. She's anointing your head with oil. She is pouring into you. She's putting you around brothers of wealth. She's taking you away from a toxic crew. You know, she's putting pressure. Hang around other married men who are doing things. Babe, come to this real estate meeting. Come on now. Is the church saying amen? Like, you see these men elevating, right? And they're leaving their single brothers and sisters behind. All right, that's number 2. All right. Number 3, marriage means losing my freedom. Woo! Y'all can't tell me I'm not going in right now. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and share this with a brother or sister you need to know it. Even the man you're dating, right? And get their ideas so y'all can talk about this versus them just saying, I don't want to get married. That's not my thing. I just want to kick it. Get deeper and say, what is this about? Do you feel like marriage is, you have fear of losing your freedom? Do you feel like you have to be rich to get married? Or do you feel like you're going to fail like your father or your brother or someone on TV? Right? That's why the Cosby Show was so important. Like, Black America needed to see that. Did y'all know that in Everybody Hates Chris, with my good friend Tashina Arnold? She's a great friend of mine. I haven't talked to her in a minute. But we had a TV show back in the day and never saw the light of day. It was supposed to be Tashina Arnold, Garcelle Bouvet, and myself. So I was blessed, right? But it didn't. Roger Bob was over that project. It just didn't make it. I don't know why, because it really tested well, but you never know, right? But making a long story short, in Everybody Hates Chris and Blackish and the Cosby Show, the writers, the creators of that show, made sure that they built in dinner time or a family scene as many times as they could in each episode to demonstrate Black family to families, right? I think Meet the Pains is the same thing, right? Like, can we see nuclear families? And so what we see is the opposite. We see the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, Basketball Wives. How often do you see families eating and dining together? Husband and wives dining together, building together, stacking together, making business moves together. Come on now. Y'all get what I'm saying? But that's real. All right. And so here's what they think. All right. So marriage means losing my freedom. And here's what I hear. I'm writing this down as a quote. I don't want to be trapped. Answering someone, no more peace, no more space. All right. Here's the reality. This is a cultural fear rooted in how marriage is portrayed, not the reality of healthy biblical marriage. You do not see married men walking around saying, oh, I'm on a ball and chain. All right. Now, in a dysfunctional marriage, you do see that. But the marriages that are thriving, the ones that are booming in health, happiness, and wealth, they see marriage as a plus. This is coming from a scarcity mindset. They're looking at this like, man, I'm able. Look at Steve Harvey. All right. Steve Harvey, fourth marriage, right? So he's looking at this and saying, you know what? Being married to Marjorie has been a value add. All right. One, I'm too old to have random women. I'm not getting caught up. No disrespect. And I hope if he's innocent, Shannon Sharp is able to return to where he was before. I really like Shannon Sharp, right? But that is a cautionary tale, right? I'm too old to be having random women in my DMs. The chances of you getting caught up are just too high. Look at Diddy, right? Bam. And that's a whole nother toxic situation. That's some demonic, no disrespect. I know y'all Diddy fans, but that's demonic stuff going on, right? Some trauma. You look at R. Kelly, unmarried. Just too many traps. Too many traps. You get what I'm saying? All right. Versus comparing that to LeBron and Steph. Now, you don't think they have the same access, the same industry? You get what I'm saying? Right? I don't who is Rihanna and Offset. Now, I don't know their dynamics, right? Gucci Mane and Keisha. I mean, are y'all looking at this? These married men are able to avoid the trappings of a single man as you continue to go further up at Two Chains. All right, his wife. He talks about, y'all go look at Two Chains interview with Shannon Sharpe and him talking about, no, I'm getting married. I'm a marriage guy, right? Here's why. He's keeping it a buck. He's seen the damage to single men in the same industry who don't get married to a great sister, right? So this fear comes from a scarcity mindset, believing that intimacy costs you freedom instead of adds to your life, right? So marriage is not taken away from my freedom. My wife encourages me to take a trip by myself. Every year I take a trip by myself to just clear my mind, to get closer to God, to have some fun, to kick it, blow off some steam, and just relax. Not have a title, not doctor, not minister, not husband, not father, not son. You know, for those of you taking care of older parents, just opportunity to do me, right? My wife like, do you? My wife supports my dreams. My wife has supported some of my dreams, like crypto. We went in together. I'm like, look, if I get this money and you don't get this money, if we both put our money in and I watch this thing, we can both be blessed, right? We both look after this particular stock. We both in on the video when it's blowing up. We both in on early AI. We're both in on these mutual funds that are doing these REITs. Come on, I'm not going to get into the finances, y'all. Someone else could teach that better. But I want to say, like when you two is better than one, they get better return for their labor, right? And so what I want you to look at is like so with the redefine masculinity is like people say, oh, you married, you're cuckold or whatever they say, are you henpecked? Versus realizing that married brothers want to be here. I want to be in the top 1%. I don't want to be down there. I don't want to be down there not building wealth together with a bad sister. I don't want to be down there. I want to be able to if the church wants to build a school, I want to be part of that. If where my son goes to school, if they have expansion plans, and I know they do, I want my wife and I to be able to roll up and write a check and say, look, I want more Black kids to come to an excellent learning academy like this, and money not be an issue, or y'all to be able to modernize or whatever y'all need to do. I want to be a check writer. I want my 10% to go to church, and I want God to be able to bless us, and God has blessed us to be an answer. That's what I want. I don't want to be out here in the streets catching, God knows what, disappointing women. And I'm not disrespecting it. I'm just telling you, I have to be pro-marriage without being anti-single. I just want you to look at it because it's just so much of an attack on being married, but it's a lie. Like what married men say, man, I don't want to be single for anything in the world. No way I want to be caught up in that mess. I don't want to be caught up in that Shannon Sharpe mess. Here I am, my bag is flowing. Shannon Sharpe is on track to increase his millions. He might have been on the way to billions over time because you saw this brother brand expanding. Club Shay Shay, he and Chad, ESPN. I mean, Shannon Sharpe had a likability factor and has a likability factor, right? And no. Nobody wants to. I think Nick Cannon and Cam Newton are starting to reconsider. I've seen in interviews them starting to reconsider marriage from talking to married men who are in the same position financially and seeing their 2x, 5x, 10x when their money's going the opposite direction because of all the child support, alimony, and having to manage multiple women, right? And not being able to spend time in a nuclear family. This is what Cam Newton said. He realized, man, I'm not able to have my family all together with me because of the different dynamics with the women and just practicality. He's able to finance them, but he's saying that there's more to him, and I commend Cam, than just being a check. He wants to be more present. And so when he looks back at it, I saw him at least consider. I don't want to speak for him because I'm in Atlanta, and Cam is a lot bigger than me, right? And I'm at Fellowship, his restaurant, on a semi-fairly basis. So I have love for the brother, right? And I never talk smoke about people. I'm not talking smoke because when I have to see him in real life, you have to be able to keep that same energy. That the internet is I'm old school. Whatever I say on the internet, I better be able to back that up. I better have that same energy. And why would I want to disrespect those brothers? Right. And so These are two icons. And so if you see them reconsidering it in their wisdom, and they've been there, done that, and at the height of their careers, right, multiple times. Anyway, y'all get it? Right? And so married men are saying, healthy marriage equals peace plus purpose plus power through unity. Ephesians 5:25 says, husband, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church. That kind of love does not restrict, it refines you. See, married men become refined. All right, like we get a little brand new, right? Like if y'all look at me, I think I look healthier than I did, 20 years ago. I don't eat that much meat. If I do, it's free range chicken. My wife is a pescatarian. I don't drink alcohol. I never smoke. I don't have any desire to smoke. Right. A lot of that has to do with the influence of my wife. I eat healthy. I have a whoop. Right. I take collagen peptide. I have a facial skin routine. Right. I want to look good. I want skin cancer. I do go to my dentist because I don't want to get dementia later in life. And I know that gingivitis. Come on now. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, y'all. I'm keeping a buck with you. Right. And let's be honest, like my wife and I had the flexibility of like if business is stressful or things are not going well, we either are or will shortly be in a position to where if you don't like it, man, you can find something else without having to worry about the bills. We want to take care of our parents and get them the finest care they can. We can supplement that because we have both have families with means. We can take off time if our kids ever get sick or need something. If our oldest, middle daughter, youngest son, if any three of them embrace their gift of singing, which all three can sing, which I don't know where they got it, because they definitely didn't get it from Mecca, my wife, sure. And they didn't get it from me. I'm better than her, but it's kind of like being last and next to last. You get what I'm saying? All right. And giving my wife props. My wife is better than me, athletically. Y'all that know it, my wife is an ultra marathoner, all that kind of stuff, right? Bodybuilder, she's a typical sales rep. Right. Now I hold my own. She can't, someone breaking our house, I'm still the alpha, right? My wife not lifting weights like I'm lifting. But yeah, I'd be struggling if I had to run an ultra marathon. Lord have mercy, I ain't gonna lie. All right, but y'all get that's just modern day being married to greatness. So y'all getting that? So that means that you're able to come together. And so I like certain things, right? I like vacationing. Certain things she's introduced me to. It refines me as a married man. I'm getting the accoutrements, of being married to a woman that married men enjoy. Going to the spa, having a soft life, going to the south of France and saying this is amazing, being able to go on a safari in Africa. That's one of our goals. When our children get a little bit older, our son at the time of this is 3, all right, and youngest daughter is 8. That's a lot to ask them to go on a 17, 18-hour flight, right? But we've been to some amazing places. Our kids are well traveled, right? We've been Jamaica, Aruba, Costa Rica, Cancun, Riviera Maya. Y'all get it. Now, I'm not flexing. I'm saying that I'm blessed. And that's the kind of thing that my wife and I work hard so our children can be exposed to that. We've been to Florida, South Carolina, all that kind of stuff. That's what we're talking about, right? Like, that's a marital dream. Why would I want to be out in the streets when we can be in Cancun watching live entertainment, eating ice cream cones with all inclusive. You can eat as many times as you want with the kids club, where the kids can go have fun and you and the wife can do what you need to do. Y'all get what I'm saying? Come on. Why am I doing this? Because you don't hear married couples talk about the benefits and the accoutrements of being able to be part of certain things, be part of certain country clubs and certain things like that to give you access to wealth building tools, right? And I'm be honest, if you're a leader, a lot of companies are going to look at you and see if you're married. I used to work for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I used to be a consulting psychologist for the Thunder, and I worked for the NBA for years. All right, for a couple of years, right? More than a couple of years, right? But I know from talking to management that they looked to get brothers married to really solid women to keep them out of the streets and be able to increase their brand. Right? I know they would hire me to do seminars and helping basketball players specifically, right, to be able to find high quality women who were not groupies. Right? They wanted a return on their investment, and they really, because Oklahoma City and Sam Presti really has a heart. This is a man of God, has a heart for his players. he wanted not only his players but his coaches and trainers to really get in really good relationships because he knows how important that is to their well-being. All right, so y'all get it. So when we start looking at marriage as losing freedom, marriage actually helps you to just gain a piece of life and exposure to the world like you've never believed. Imagine coming home and having a wife kiss you every day and say, baby, how was your day? And if you're blessed enough to have kids, them running up to you when you walk in the door every day, man, dads love that. To be at the ball field or recital, robotics clubs, or singing lessons, or baseball. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Debate team. Shout out to Veritas. Right. I shouted out Whoop if y'all looking to get your kids in a high quality, high debate, teach them how to express themselves. Are you looking to fund it? If you have finances and you want to fund black kids, kids of color, it's for all kids though, right? For to being able to express themselves, look at Veritas, Veritas. Tell them I sent you, Veritas. All right, we look for some new board members. All right. So anyway, number four, fear number four, divorce will destroy me. Woo! Here's a dialogue. I've seen men lose everything in divorce: money, kids, dignity. I'm not taking that risk. All right, let me keep it real. Divorce is painful. Divorce is painful. If you marry the wrong woman and you're unequally yoked, or you're not ready, for marriage, you're not great at marriage, you should avoid that situation. You should not get married just to get married. You should get married because God tells you to get married and you found an amazing spouse and y'all have the very best when it comes to premarital education, right? Matter of fact, I want to prepare and enrich. Prepare and enrich. And I also want you to look at the one I use when I do premarital counseling: Symbis, SYMBIS, saving your marriage before it starts, which was developed by a husband and wife psychology team. I think it's Les and Leslie Parrott. One of their names is Les, but the Parrots. Y'all get it? All right, so you do need to do premarital counseling, right? Because yes, black divorce rates are the highest, and that's also another goal of mine, is to be able to decrease that. I'm gonna be coming out with the Better Husband, Better Wife um, system that helps you to avoid pain and know what to do, whether you are rebuilding your marriage, you're making some pivots, or you're engaged, you want to do this right, or even if you're seriously dating, or you want to learn what to look for before you're even dating. I want you to check out Better Husband, Better Wife for a better marriage. It's going to give you the keys that you've never ever seen, right? I'm going to be re-releasing that. I've updated it. It is amazing. It is amazing. I want y'all to check that out. All right. And invest in that. It's going to really help your marriage come out of the foxhole into the blessings. Right. So you do need to get your premarital education on. So you thought I wasn't going to keep it real on that one. All right. But here's the key: couples who do premarital counseling are 31% less likely to divorce. Right. And if you take the Better Husband, Better Wife course, all right, which is the gold standard, because anyway, I've studied this and real time making adjustments. You're really, really gonna be blessed. Really gonna be blessed, because I'm looking at the research on marriage, and then I'm making it applicable to modern times, right? So, and then let me give you this: do you know the population with the lowest divorce rate? I want y'all to guess who has the lowest divorce rate. The lowest. What demographic? Who? What combination? It's a combination. I'm gonna tell you. It's believers, but not just believers, because being a believer will not save you from getting the divorce. No, there's a subset of believers who have rituals of connection. All right, so they don't wing marriage; they have rituals of connection. This is taught in Better Husband, Better Wife, right? Which will be coming out in a few days. By the time you watch this video, unless you're watching it live, it'll be out there. You can go to my website, drtartt.com, and get it, right? So, or betterhusbandbetterwife.com and get it. But here's what we know is that when they have rituals of connection, meaning that they administrate their marriage to stay connected. So when they have shared prayer, they go to church together, they worship together, they do devotionals together, they fast together, they pray together. They go to Bible studies together. They serve together. They go on marriage retreats together. All right. We have one coming up. If you're watching this before July 18th to 21st, 2025, right? Go to aweekendforlove.com. Come see beautiful marriages blossom. See couples that want an intensive. Like, we want to be better at the end of a weekend. We only have 3 days to get this done because we're very important people, very busy people with parents take care, kids take care of, health take care of, job take care of. You want a marriage intensive to be able to turn you around, but do it in luxury with couples, and it's fun. You don't even realize you're getting the intervention, right? But you need one. Check out aweekendforlove.com, right? We're closing out spots soon. I told y'all this is my ministry, y'all. All right. So if you start combining those things, shared prayer, fasting, prayer, goals, they report higher marital satisfaction. Isn't that amazing? And couples who actually follow the word. I'm looking for my Bible. And couples that actually follow the word, not just have this Bible, but open it and do the things in this together with your spouse, have better marriages. Man, God is trying to tell us something, y'all. Right? So invest in relationship education before marriage. If you're married, every year you need a tune-up. You need an intensive. The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And you're at your greatest weakness when you're at your lowest low or your highest high. Weekend for Love. Come rock it with couples who are building and stacking and growing to make marriage thrive, right? So set a foundation of faith, purpose, and shared values. I'll park right there. Just for a second, because I'm gonna go with the fifth fear, all right? And then we're gonna be ready to roll. All right. So let's park right there. Like, when you start talking about shared values, all right, this is where I talk about in the Better Husband, Better Wife course, I walk you through shared values. This is the marital equity. All right. We talk a lot about, marriage problems, but there's an equity that comes. It's like equity on your house, right? Where I get to actually talk to my wife. You get to talk to your spouse. You get to talk to your future wife, your future husband about, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming and who are you becoming? And let's help each other become that thing. Let's help each other self-actualize. That's a psychological word. Let's help us become our destiny. Let's look in the mirror and be happy at our eulogy when they read our obituary that we did everything that we said we were going to do. We left an inheritance to our kids. We did help the church. We did build that school. We did build that business. We did support those couples. We did buy food for when they cut Medicaid with this ungodly the government regime we're under right now. Yeah, we gave money to feed the homeless. We fed the poor. We donated money to housing. We supported the mayor of Atlanta, Andre Dickens, in supporting affordable housing, because you have to put money behind these things, right? Like, we want to be able to say that, right? And so Matthew 7:24 says, a wise man built his house on rock. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. So y'all better get back in church, boy. Y'all know that song. It's been quiet, y'all. We know that. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. All right, so I told y'all. That was back in the day when they had a voice. All right. So don't build on fear. Build on truth. Now, number five fear. You have to go. I don't know how to be a husband. Woo! That's gonna be my next course I'm creating. I'm gonna teach you how to be a phenomenal husband in your marriage. And I'm not gonna say, all right, be like Alduan Tartt, because I can fall victim to this too. Woo! Trust me. All right. Like, that's what happens when you worship yourself as an icon or a god. You're gonna fall. Pride precedes the fall. All right. No, I'm talking about like what great husbands do according to the research, right? So that you can walk into this equipped. And I don't know where this is taught to men. I don't know where this is taught to Black men, but I'm going to be one of those mentors, right? Y'all reach out and ask me to speak on this type of stuff. You're watching this, send this to your pastor, send this to your marriage ministry. I'm telling you, send this to your organization. Bring this in. If you care about your sports teams, you care about your family reunions, bring me out. Here's the internal dialogue. No one taught me. I don't have an example. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail her. I don't want to let her down. I know a lot of brothers who want love, but they say, I care too much for this woman to fail her at marriage. So let's just be friends. Let's do everything but get married. Right? It is not based on them stringing you along. It's based on the fear that there are some stringers out there. They just want to waste your time. But most time the men are like, man, I can succeed at everything but marriage. I'm okay failing as a boyfriend or as your man. I'm not okay with failing as your husband, man. That is a mark a lot of men don't want. So here's the thing. You don't have to be perfect, man. You just have to be willing to grow, and you have to get the keys. You have to get the keys. All right. That's gonna be on my website. A couple of months. I'm already starting to lay out what husbands do. I'm gonna give you one right now. All right. I'm just gonna. All right. So I'm gonna get you in a second. All right. So here's an insight. Dr. John Gottman, who is considered, along with his wife, Dr. Julie Swartz Gottman. He's the researcher. She's the clinician. Right. You know a little bit of both. Right. They wrote a book called The Seven Principles for Making Marriage Work. Seven principles for making marriage work. Man, I should get all kind of sponsorships. I'm putting people on. Read this book. If you want to improve your marriage, read this book. Right? I actually use this book for a better husband, better wife, but I added in some modern different things, some things that y'all need because things have changed. Roles have changed when it comes to money. Roles have changed about how families work. Roles have changed about communication. Right? It's not our mom and dad's marriage. All right. So you need to learn emotional intelligence, especially men, to have far better marital outcomes. There's three things you need to learn, according to him. Conflict resolution. How do we resolve conflict without fighting as a man? How do you do that? How do you learn emotional attunement? How can you tune in to your wife's needs so well that you can actually predict them? Right. And then support under stress. Right. Under pressure, what's inside comes out. If this is toothpaste and I squeeze it, what's gonna come out? Right? I was gonna grab this water, but all right, Blue Callaway water. None of these people are sponsoring me, but you might as well put it out there in the universe. All right, if I squeeze this, what's gonna come out? Water, right? And because I'm health conscious, I have lemon and lime in there, and some I think it's some colostrum, something to keep your body fat down. I told y'all, man, it'd be on a different level when you marry, all kind of stuff, right? So what I'm saying, whatever's in there is gonna come out under pressure. So under pressure, who are you, man? All right, that's why you need to get close to God because God's going to give you these abilities. He's going to give you these skills. That's the assignment that God has put on me. Give the brothers the skill. Give men the skills for what to do because it is difficult. It is hard, right? But let me tell you this. And one of the things you need to do is be able to master vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It's actually a relational strength. See, for you to be able to be vulnerable, it allows your wife, your girlfriend, to be able to feel you. Right? And if she can feel you, she can act like she can feel you and be able to love you specifically in a way you've never been loved. Right? But if you're not vulnerable, if you can't open up because of trauma, if you can't open up because you're afraid someone's going to use that against you, or you just don't think that being vulnerable is masculine or manly, right? You're going to miss out on the greatest love you've ever had. You're never going to experience the highest form of human love is someone behaving like they feel you, like they get you. That's higher than love, right? Because I can love you and not feel you. I can love you and not get you. I can love you and not act like I get you. You or feel you. Or you get what I'm saying? For someone that act like they love, like really, really quickly, like my wife knows I am a teacher, right? So my wife is going to do things to support my teaching. All right. So if I'm podcasting or if I'm doing something and my wife sent me an email on a better lighting setup, I'm gonna get that. Y'all gonna see an improved lighting setup in a couple of weeks. She was like, I saw this and I was like, yo, that's dope. I like that. Like that's her supporting my dreams because she knows I love doing this, as y'all can tell. You feel me? She's gonna be able to support me because she gets me so much that she's able to behave, and I'm able to do the same thing. I understand, like, look, baby, I'll hold it down. I'll hold it down with the kids the last couple of weeks of school, which I did while you're in Vancouver, Canada, with your girlfriends running a half marathon. All right, running a half marathon. Right, the year before that, she was in Moab, Utah, running up and down mountains. Right, like that's her. She's a fitness junkie. She's the typical saleswoman that's always into challenges. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? That's her bag. So I have to act like I get her, right? That means I'm gonna hold things down with the school. Whatever's going, packing lunches, end of year celebrations, birthday parties, whatever we doing, babe, go run well, have time with your girlfriends, right? That's loving one another and supporting each other's dreams. Right? So what other cultures do All right. And this is what I'd like for us to do as African Americans. And there's someone watching this right now. You're watching this in the spirit, or this was sent to you, who can actually make this happen, who can bankroll this or set this up from an operation standpoint, or both. All right. In Jewish and Indian communities, they invest early in relational education. So there are things that are in their culture to where older men teach younger men about marriage from a systemic standpoint. So it's rare that you'll see someone who's Jewish or someone from an Indian culture who hasn't been talked to by an elder on how to do marriage, how to set up your money, how to be a great husband, how to deal with stress, how to deal with how to have emotional attunement, how to have support under stress, how to be vulnerable. Come on now, we should not just leave our brothers out here to figure this out, right? That's why the premarital curriculum. I mean, it's old school is going to the pastor and getting and getting some scriptures. Even, I'm a minister myself, and I can tell you, my pastor friends are like, "Nah, we using Symbis, we're using Prepare and Enrich." And if you never heard of it, I just put you on game. Right? I just gave you an opportunity to be able to counsel marriages better, and I'll come out there and do training. Right? That's train the trainers. Right? So let me know. All right. So I want you to seek mentorship. Be around brothers doing it right. I learned how to do marriage right from the Gottmans, from marriage retreats while I'm watching me. It's one thing to be married. It's another thing for a man to be married for 30 years with the receipts, to be wealthy and his kids are doing well. Bishop Bronner is one of my mentors. Look at the family legacy. Owning Bronner Brother Business Institute, opening up a church. We open up an epicenter, which is for the community. People don't even know it's associated with the church. It's for the community. That's built by the church. Right? That's some old Charles Spurgeon stuff. Yeah, y'all don't want me to go into that. Y'all don't want me to get into it to be a blessing to the community long after you're gone. That comes out of marriage, right? Seek brothers who are doing it right. Pastor Lee Jenkins. All right. Same thing. Legacy brothers who are building well and doing it the right way and keeping their families together, blending their families, right? I think about certain coaches who are doing it well. I'm talking about at the ballpark. I'm not talking about multimillionaires. I'm looking at them have corporate jobs or trade jobs, plumber, electrician, and their kids on honor roll. All right, and their kids are doing well in sports, and their kids play the piano, and their kids go to church, and their kids know their Bible verse. These are men whom I respect. They're doing it right, brother. How are you doing this? And their daughters are choosing good men to date, are not focusing on they're handling their business and managing social media the right way and being presidents of organizations. Like my oldest daughter was president of SGA almost every year of her life, starting almost in early elementary school. Like I'm asking brothers, how do you raise a woman, a girl to be a leader in this man's world? Come on now. All right, get counseling. Learn before the conflicts comes up. I don't look at counseling as a negative. I don't have a negative stigma. Of course, I'm a psychologist, right? But it says in the Bible, plans fail due to lack of counsel. But with many advisors, they succeed. And in the Bible, you see kings have a big council. A king is respected by how big his council is, how big his squad is, how big his entourage is, right? And so he's getting wise counsel. Guess who's on that board? His wife, the queen, is advising him. If you think I'll give an example. Like, look at Roman times, look at Gladiator, look at the queens advising the kings, right? And if you're not using a woman's acumen, if you're not trying to be blessed, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, gains favor in the Lord. You're not listening to a queen. You're not listening to an Esther who's able to free the Jews. I'm not going to preach, y'all. Come on. If you're not listening to an Esther because you a chauvinist, you intimidated. All right, brother, you don't deserve to be at the top level, because the top level has a wise counsel that usually involves a wife. But look at the pastor, board of trustees. I know they drive you crazy, pastors. Trust me, I get it. I get it. All right. I get it. That's why y'all stack the board with your family. I never understood that. I get it now. All right. They'll vote you out your own. They'll Bill Gates you. All right. But you'll look at Steve Jobs. Anyway, I'm going to stop. All right. I'm going to stop talking about the corporate piece. But you get what I'm saying? So president of Microsoft, board of directors, football coach, other coaches and consultants. They'll bring in Bill Parcells. They'll bring in Jimmy Johnson to consult on how to bring in a winning team. And the coach just, all right, this is part of my counsel. You get what I'm saying? So black men, you're important. Men, you're important enough to have a counsel. You need wise counsel. not only for marriage, but for finances, for health, for medical insurance, for navigating. You have a health insurance consultant. These insurance companies are I was gonna say the devil. Some of them are good. All right. Some of them are good. So I'm not gonna go that far, but just especially if you have older adults and how much they deny the things that you need, like physical therapy, wheelchairs. And maybe not gonna get into that. Y'all know what I'm saying? Church say amen. But you have to have a health consultant walk you through the rigmarole of health insurance to get things approved. These are all people you need on your council. You need a financial advisor, you need a banker, you need an attorney. Come on now, to set up your trust, get a tax accountant. You need all these things. You need all of these things. You need a psychologist. You need a marriage counselor. You need all these things. You need a personal life coach. You need an actual psychologist if you're going through it, because you need the best to be able to help you negotiate, stress and hardship and grief and loss versus you trying to figure it out on your own, or trying to deal with a life coach in that perspective. You deal with a life coach with life coach stuff. You do a psychologist with the heavy lifting, right? And they can't be one and the same. As put on different hats. Y'all get it? So I need y'all to grow spiritually. Let God refine you as a man and a leader. It says in Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Brother, you can learn this. Brother, you can learn this. All right. So we're almost there. So think about it. The mindset shift is shifting from fear to legacy. So instead of thinking marriage will ruin me, think, marriage will help establish me. Marriage will help establish me, right? Instead of thinking I don't trust women, think I trust God to pick the right woman for me, right? Instead of thinking I don't want to lose, think I want to build and grow and stack and build a legacy for my great grandkids to look up and see what I built starting today. All right. Don't think I'm alone, so I'm safe. Think together we can support one another. We can hold each other down. We can fight zombies back to back. We can have solidarity. Check your 4, check your 2. Check your 7. I don't know, is 7 a thing? Anyway, I'm not a police officer, but we can be back to back fighting zombies in this world where it's by yourself. You getting picked off because you're getting hit in the back because you don't have anyone looking out for your back. Oh my goodness, I'm going in today. Come on now. Marriage isn't a trap, it's a tool. It's the greenhouse where your dreams grow faster, not die. Let the light in. Now pick wisely. I didn't say pick unwisely. I have picked unwisely. And my wife has picked unwisely, and obviously some previous exes I've had have been amazing, and they are married to this day. And I knew they were gonna get married, right? And some of them, well, it is what it is. So please pick wisely. All right. So here's what I need to change. One, black men must heal and lead emotionally. Number two, black women must support without shame. There is no shame in supporting a man, but allow that man to pull himself up. You support him, but don't you pull him up. You support him. You speak life into him. You be there for him, but you tell him to go get that wise counsel. You be part of that counsel, but allow him to do his own push-ups, do his own work, because there's nothing like a mama's boy. A mama's boy can't be a leader. Come on now. Three, faith communities must provide healthy marriage. I'm calling out churches right now in a loving way because I'm calling out my brothers and sisters in Christ. Why? How about having deacons and elders who are married teach younger men in the church, starting at teenagers, about how to do marriage, about how to do relationships, right? I'm calling out elders and deaconess to teach younger women, younger wives. How about older established wives? And I'm not talking about just older in age. I'm talking about older in experience. You can learn more from someone who's been married 10 years and is 32 than someone who's been married and is 59, right? They both can teach you some things, but I'd love to see women be able to teach women how to get married and how to negotiate this thing before they get married. And same thing with my brothers and sisters. Number four, let's normalize therapy and mentorship. Let's look at it as wise counsel. I have a lot of men I see, because this is my mode. It's about you deserve wise counsel. King, you know how many decisions you have to make? You better get wise counsel. That's why they have board of directors. The president of the United States has a cabinet. Now, I'm not talking about the current one, but he is being advised on whatever agenda he has, right? But what we yearn for is someone who has the heart of God as a leader. Pride precedes the fall. If you don't have a right heart, you're going after the wrong thing. But he has a cabinet to advise him, and I hope the religious people around him are advising him about the principles of God and not anything else, because it's going to help him to not fall. All right. But if he doesn't listen, he doesn't listen. Anyway, number 5, cultural messaging must shift from fear to family empowerment. All right. We have to stop with the memes that show marriage is ball and chain. We have to stop with the dating of men versus women, black men versus black women, right? Women only don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. Men don't want to commit. I get it. But the more we promote that, the more we become married to medicine. The more we become Real Housewives of Atlanta. The people don't even want to get married because they're looking at social media. Meanwhile, the whole block is married where I am. And the whole block over there is married. All right, go into the most affluent neighborhoods and tell me how many single brothers and sisters you see up in there. Are there some? Yeah, sure. But what are most? What are most? And the men who live the longest, all right? Are they married or unmarried? I'm just trying to help you. The men there are happiness. They have the highest happiness scores. Why? Because relationships is number one factor. Relationship, how happy your relationship is the direct correspondent to your happiness. Now you can try to find happiness in money, drugs, women, rock and roll, rap, sex, whatever, sports. And the Lord don't do that if you're an Atlanta fan. I love my Atlanta team, but the Hawks and Falcons, Braves, drive was crazy. Braves get a pass, so they won the World Series recently. You get what I'm saying? Georgia Bulldogs get a pass. But even though, let me just be real. Even though I'm a Georgia boy. Y'all know I'm Team Wolverine, Team Michigan, go blue. So all you Ohio State fans out there, that's all I'm going to say. This is the Godly Podcast, all right? And so y'all get it. My brothers, y'all got it. Hopefully, have I convinced you a little bit? Be honest. If this didn't penetrate at all, tell me what might have penetrated and where's the opportunity. Now, I know some of y'all, I don't think some of y'all should get married. Some brothers and sisters shouldn't get married. You're a negative. You times a good person is a negative. And I'm not throwing shade. I don't think everyone should get married. I don't. If you toxic, keep that to yourself, right? Like in the y'all remember back in the day, if you go in the airport, there was a smoking room, and that smoking room had to be closed, right? I used to just marvel at people would go in the smoking room and breathe in the secondhand smoke of all the smokers, right? Like, man, y'all walking into death trap, right? I'm not disrespecting y'all smokers. I'm just saying, all right? So just anyway, y'all got it. That's what it's doing, is inviting people. When you post these negative things, you're spreading this toxin, and it's stopping us. And it seems to be geared towards African American brothers and sisters, right? Like if you and Africa's a huge continent with multiple cultures, right? But if you talk to almost every African culture, every African brothers and sister, right? Caribbean brothers and sisters, right? It's like, man, I don't know what y'all had this sickness. We don't think this way, right? We build this way. We're just much more collective. We just think, brother and sister, king and queen building together versus this whole verses or whatever y'all are doing. All right. So listen, my brothers and sisters, we need to promote marriage more. Promote you at the game, promote you playing golf, promote you doing the cookouts, promote you laughing, going on a walk, being in the gym. We need to see this. Flood the internet with positive images of marriage that are real and are true, so that we can see these things on social media versus just the negative. So as we come to the end, first of all, remember to like and subscribe. I thank y'all for your time. Please share this. I want y'all to share this. I want y'all to share this with as many people, because I want this to go viral. I want y'all to make this viral so that the community can see this, invite me to come in and speak, so that we can rock and roll together to be able to increase the marriage rates. And I don't want you just to get married. I don't want you to have a mediocre marriage. I want you to have an amazing marriage. And make sure you check out aweekendforlove.com. So brothers, you're not broken. You're becoming. You're becoming the man you want to be. You're becoming a phenomenal husband. You're becoming a phenomenal father. You're becoming a phenomenal bonus father. You're becoming a great godfather. You're becoming a legacy builder. Your name is going to mean something. Your wife is going to look at you and say, my husband made sure that I don't want for anything. And you're going to look at her and you're going to sincerely thank her because, baby, because of your wise counsel, being beside me, stopped me from doing stupid things, advising me to go do things that seem crazy in the world, but in the spirit they were anointed. You convinced me to go after this multi media business, right? When it was just an idea. You supported me when I was podcasting in the closet. You supported me. You were podcasting in your bedroom, and then you had to get. Then we built the studio in the basement. Then we built commercial building for other pod. Come on now. Come on now, you were there for me. Come on, Charlemagne the God's wife is supported. God took him to his first radio interview, and look at him now. And that's why you hear him rock marriage so hard. So, brothers, come out of fear. All right, you were built for power. Well, it says God didn't give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. That's 2 Timothy 1:7. Come on, brother. How can we be a brother? How can we be a man? How can we be strong? How can we do what we need to do? How can we be built? How can we puff our chest out and say we're a man, but I'm scared of marriage? Come on now. But meanwhile, the sister's not scared. Come on now. We're supposed to be the protector, the provider, the man, the beast, the alpha, whatever you want to say, the omega, whatever it is you want to say, whatever you want to do. Right? How are you gonna be scared? How are you gonna allow your life to be dictated on fear? See, first of all, let me just draw a line in the sand. There's no way I'm gonna let an ex stop me from my current blessing. There's no way I'm gonna let someone that had a negative spirit, or we just didn't work out for whatever reason, or they were ill-equipped, or we didn't work out. I'm not gonna let trauma from the past stop me from my blessing. I'm not gonna let I'm making up these names. I'm not gonna let Rochelle stop me from Michelle. Come on now. I'm not gonna let Samantha stop me from my wife Mecca. Why would I do that? Why would I let your trauma? Why would I let your stuff make me so scared I miss out on great blessings? Come on now, man. We don't do that anytime you get hit in football. Do you get up and say, I never want to get tackled again? Or do you learn how to juke? Or do you learn how to lower your head? Come on now. In baseball, you get hit with the pitch, you stop, you quit. Come on now. Or do you learn how to, get in the back of the batter's box? Do you learn how to, better hand-eye coordinate? Do you know how to kind of just come off of the plate a little bit? You know how to choke up on the bat if it's coming a little fast? Come on now. Come on. We don't do that anywhere else. We don't. That's not manly. All right. To allow fear to dictate how you move. You don't do that in business. Oh, I'm afraid that people gonna laugh. I'm gonna be broke. I'm afraid, man, if I'm the only black man in a corporation full of majority Caucasian brothers and sisters, I'm not gonna excel. Come on, we don't think like that. We know we're beautifully and wonderfully made. And as believers, I'm just talking about as believers. Like if God has you in a situation, regardless of race, like if God has you there, you're a believer. Like if you have a dream of preaching or pastoring or writing, people gonna buy my book. People gonna watch my podcast. People gonna buy this t-shirt business, this apparel brand, because God said, y'all get it? So listen, I love you guys. Let's break generational fear. Let's embrace healing. Let's rebuild back the black community one strong, committed man at a time. We used to have a marriage rate in the 80s, and I'd love for us to get there and to be able to maintain it because we have the tools. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Sisters, share this with every man you know, with the man you're dating. And men, feel free to comment. Now, if you're negative, if you're a troll, if you're a robot, your comment gonna be deleted. You're just wasting your time. But if you're a real brother, all right, like a human being, and you just really want to have dialogue on this, man, let me know. All right. And so I'm here to serve. Invite me to come speak. I'm ready. I love you guys. Let me have a closing prayer. Gracious Lord, we thank you, Lord, for being able to redirect this conversation. We know that the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if he can just get our minds, if we can get our minds thinking that marriage is bad, that all marriage is bad for me because of what happened with my dad and my granddad and my exes, if we can convince a man not to even look for his blessing, he'll miss it when it walks right by. And Lord God, we ask and pray, Lord, that we increase the marriage rate, Lord, that you take some strain off my sisters because you prepare more men for marriage, men who want to be great at marriage, men who want to be great at everything. I want you to take that dog in them that goes hard for business, go hard for fitness, goes hard for writing, goes hard for raising family, to allow him to go hard for having a phenomenal marriage, Lord, and phenomenal legacy, and to be able to keep you close, Lord. Allow men to be able to find you through creative means, to be able to find men they respect in the church who are walking it out, to be able to build means, to be able to have wealth, Lord. I ask and pray, Lord, that you allow our marriage rates based on God and having those rituals of connection, strong marriages, for the strongest marriages to be in the church of people doing it. Lord God, so look, I was excited. We're thankful for the marriages that are coming. I'm excited about the men who are watching this, who are going to find their queen and point to this video, and the queen is going to bless them. I'm just excited about it. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name, and I'm just thankful that you've given me this phenomenal gift from you. Lord God, I couldn't teach like this and couldn't reach like this without you giving me this passion, this assignment, and I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for you multiplying it 5, 10x. These things we ask in Jesus' holy name, amen. All right, so y'all want to support this with badges, uh, getting the products I talked about, go to drchart.com. Just hit me up to be able to speak. I love y'all. Take care. God bless.